Hello everyone. I'm Yuji Igarashi from Fujifilm. The first X Summit of X Mount 10th anniversary is about to begin. We have a lot of exciting news for you today. Okay, let's get started with the X Summit OMIYA 2022. I would like to introduce a special person for this memorable X Summit. Mr. Teiichi Goto, President, CEO, and Representative Director of Fujifilm Corporation.
Hello, I'm Teiichi Goto. Thank you for joining our X Summit launch event and for your interest in Fujifilm products. At Fujifilm, one of our main goals has always been to move society forward by creating valuable products and services that enhance an individual's quality of life. For almost 90 years, we have done this by creating some of the world's most innovative imaging products and services. From one-time use cameras and Instax to our cutting-edge mirrorless cameras and the print solutions, we are proud of the way that we have impacted the world appreciation of photography. Today, this experience has given Fujifilm the ability to expand into our businesses that now span imaging, healthcare, advanced materials, and business innovation. Photography is an important part of everyday life, and the way we use it continues to change. Fujifilm is committed to evolving with the change by continuing to create a relevant and innovative solution that address every need from capture to output. This will ensure that we continue to develop and expand our imaging solutions, while also enriching the photography community. We understood the potential of digital cameras very early when we introduced our first digital camera in 1988. This was the world's first camera that could save digital images to digital media. We continued creating exciting and innovative products, which led to the expansion of the business. We are proudly celebrating the 10-year anniversary of our X series mirrorless cameras this year, which began with the announcement of X Pro 1 in 2012. Of course, this could not have been possible without your support. Once again, thank you for joining us at our X Summit. We believe the products that are being introduced today represent our 10th anniversary very well, incorporating our unique color science, image processing technologies, and latest digital technologies. We are confident that they will spark a new excitement for storytelling in both photographers and filmmakers. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Thank you, Mr. Goto. So, without further ado, let me introduce to you the newly developed 5th generation sensor and processor, and what product they lead to. The overall theme is speed and power.
The fifth generation CMOS sensor employs stacked layer structure. By placing the chips that process and read out signals on the back of the sensor surface, the reading speed is more than 4 times faster than the previous model and more than 30 times faster than the first generation model. This high-speed readout plays an extremely important role in improving camera performance. The improvement is evident on the high-speed burst shooting and high-speed movie performance. The improvement is also seen in AF speed and the resolution and smoothness of the viewfinder. Furthermore, by taking advantage of the fast read speed, two different processes can be performed in parallel. For example, it is possible to process the focusing signal while processing the image for display. In other words, the stacked layer CMOS sensor is superior in speed and mobility. And it is these characteristics that we believe is most appropriate for the APS-C format. The APS-C format offers a good balance between image quality and size. It allows the entire system to be designed in a compact manner. The stacked layer CMOS sensor makes these characteristics even more appealing.
The fifth generation processor, X Processor 5, was developed along with the fifth generation stacked layer X Trans CMOS sensor. The features of this processor are ultra-high speed processing and support for next generation standards. It has more than 30 times the processing power of the first generation X processor to support high-speed readout while reducing the power consumption by half. In addition, various codecs of the next imaging solution standards, such as ProRes 422HQ, H.265, and HEIF are supported. HEIF in particular is a file format with high compression efficiency. It is 10-bit, meaning it has 1 billion colors of information. The rich tonality is very effective for future image designing, such as when designing a new film simulation. The AI processing that utilizes deep learning technology is another characteristic of this processor. The X Processor 5 is the next generation standard with speed, power, and intelligence.
Hello, I am Jun Watanabe from Product Planning. I am responsible for the overall product planning of X series. X series has many unique series such as Pro, E, S, and T. But I believe that this is a series that should have these two powerful devices. Pursuing powerful spec is a natural choice for H2S. But how does that power translate to the field? In other words, it was my mission as a product planner of H2S to pursue the link between engineering and performance. The approach I took is very simple and straightforward. Field tests, many of them at that. We collaborated with numerous ex-photographers and put them to the test in all kinds of situations, and we had Fujifilm engineers and product planners accompany them. This was the most effective approach to efficiently incorporate feedback from the field into the development process. Let me introduce some of the performances developed in this way. It is one of the features that utilizes full potential of the fifth generation devices. Bracket-free 40 frames per second burst shooting with AF and AE.
H2S is capable of high-speed burst shooting at up to 15 FPS with mechanical shutter, and up to 20, 30, and 40 FPS with electronic shutter. The development scheme for auto system was to achieve F and A tracking in all of the frames. To achieve this, the fifth generation X system has made great evolution in terms of both hardware and software. X-Transceiver's 5HS is capable of reading out more than 120 frames per second. In other words, in a sequence of burst shooting at 40 FPS, it is possible to insert 2 frames for FA operation between each imaging frame, allowing constant adjustment to the change in subject movement and exposure conditions in burst shooting. The information obtained from all of these frames also contributes to the performance improvement of the motion prediction algorithm. With this, the F continues to track the accelerating motion of a moving subject. In addition to this, the most significant feature of the fifth generation X system is the air processing based on deep learning technology is incorporated in the F system. It detects subjects such as human face, animals, birds, cars, motorcycles, and airplanes, and contribute to faster F speed and improved tracking performance. The fine-tuning based on field test feedback leads to the final performance. Indoor and outdoor sports, wild animals living in the mountains, and vehicles of various shapes and sizes. We have tested various scenes in the field with the prototype. Making adjustments based on the feedback from the field test leads to the perfection. As a result, we believe that H2S has achieved outstanding F performance when shooting moving subjects. You can now focus on framing the subject.
In order to concentrate on framing, you need eyes to follow the moving object. In other words, a viewfinder that provides the ideal field of view in any environment or situation is a must. H2S has the best viewfinder in the history of X series. Wide view 0.8 magnification, high eye point 24 mm, 5.76 million dots, 120 frames per second.
For the best viewfinder, the best device is essential. We have adopted 0.5-inch OLED with 5.76 million dots that excels in resolution, display speed, and brightness. By displaying 1600 by 1200 by RGB, which is 5.76 million dots at 120 frames per second, you can capture the movement of the subject and the changes in light source without delay. This panel maximizes the characteristics of X-Trans-CMOS 5HS, which excels in high-speed readout. However, electronic devices alone cannot provide the best performance. It is the optical parts that determine the final performance of the viewfinder. H2S boasts the largest viewfinder magnification of 0.8 times in the history of X series. But it also pursues the best in descriptive performance. It may seem strange to use the word descriptive for viewfinder. However, the viewfinder is a lens for the eye. Since it is a lens, the concept of descriptive performance or image quality is an evaluation item. The process of removing distortion and chromatic aberration in interchangeable lens design means to achieve a clear and sharp view in viewfinder design. One of the methods used in high-performance lens design is to adopt aspherical lenses. In the viewfinder of H2S, all optical elements are composed of aspherical lenses. As a result, we have created the best viewfinder not only in terms of specifications, but also in terms of sensory evaluation. Moreover, the viewfinder provides clear images even if the pupil position is not in the center. For example, when you quickly set up the camera and the pupil is not in the optimum position, this viewfinder can provide a clear and crisp image. Although these characteristics are not in the specification sheet, we believe it will enrich your experience in the real field.
High-speed burst shooting, AF, and viewfinder, all of which are combined for the best performance of IBIS. The IBIS system with 5-axis and 7-stops stabilization is also a key feature of H2S.
As stabilization performance is improved, sensing lower frequency shake becomes a challenge. High frequency means fast and small shake. Low frequency means slow and long shake. And both frequencies need to be sensed and controlled to achieve stabilization performance. The stabilization system consists of both sensing and correction control. With the 5th generation X, we have completely re-examined these two elements. In sensing, the newly designed algorithm for X Processor 5, which features high-speed processing, allows sensing of very low frequency shake, which was difficult to sense with previous systems. Furthermore, in terms of correction control, we have carefully eliminated minute noise hidden in the IBIS unit. This made it possible to optimally control the sensed shake and achieved 7-stops stabilization performance. Mobility is another key feature of H2S. For stills, it is important to see a stable image in the viewfinder, even when you swing the camera widely or use a lens with a long focal length. For video, many people will try the run and gun system by taking the advantage of compactness of H2S. Some people will shoot on a drone or car. A lightweight and compact system
that does not require gimbal will lighten the load on the drone and radar.
Filmmaking is another important field for the 5th generation X series, providing cinema quality filmmaking with a minimum and simple configuration. In other words, the mission of H2S is to make the higher image quality common in the industry. Gimbal-free IBIS performance is one way to achieve the mission, but it's not the only way. Recording high-quality file internally is another approach to achieve the mission.
H2S is capable of high-resolution 6K 30p and high-speed shooting 4K at 120p. These features require a huge amount of data to process, so the load on the camera processor is very high. The X Processor 5 in the 5th generation X system makes it possible. X Processor 5 can also select the codecs for internal recording that best suits its application. H.265 for efficient compression or ProRes 422HQ for superior image quality. Moreover, it is compatible with CF Express Type B, which excels in high-speed data writing. ProRes 422HQ is a format with a data volume of about 340 MB per second when shooting at 6K 30p. Everything can be handled with internal recording. ProRes codec is also convenient because instant editing is possible right after transferring movie data into a computer. It will dramatically speed up the workflow of high-end filmmaking. Let me also introduce a new gamma mode, F-Log2. It is designed with a curve that has even higher potential than the conventional gamma F-Log by taking advantages of the 5th generation devices. The dynamic lens has been extended by more than one stop on both shadow and highlight sides. As a result, H2S has wider dynamic range of 14 plus stops when recorded in F-Log2. This ensures robustness when editing.
As we mentioned, the high-quality video in land gun system is one of the most unique aspects of the H2S video performance. But of course, the camera can be expanded to accommodate a wide range of shooting needs. It has both microphone input and headphone output as well as USB-C. It also has standard HDMI Type A terminal on its interface. An external cooling fan can be attached, which allows you to continue to record even under high temperature environments. And this file transmitter can also be attached to the camera to transfer files via the Ethernet port.
Sharing data to FTP server via Ethernet is a common solution in the world of news and sports photography. The signal doesn't attenuate even if the LAN cable is long. It's also very effective for desert shooting in large studio. Today, however, we would like to propose a newer way to use it. It's a remote video recording solution using a router as a hub. We call it remote rec function. By attaching this file transmitter to H2S, you can use the router as a hub. This function allows you to control up to 4 H2S from your tablet. You can use it either wired using Ethernet or wirelessly via Wi-Fi. With the remote lag function, you can monitor up to 4 cameras while remotely controlling everything, such as start and stop recording, zooming, focusing, aperture, ISO, and shutter speed. Remote lag function also allows you to copy the settings of any camera to other cameras in a batch, eliminating the burden of coordinating the multiple camera settings. This allows you to avoid troubles, such as having different settings among the cameras. The ability to manage and control all your shoots from a single control panel allows you to shoot videos with a new workflow. It's ideal for projects with a limited number of people or in layouts where it's difficult to place cameras and operators. Take a look at this music video shoot for a band ensemble live on stage, or in another situation such as shooting at a wedding where you need rich footage. You can use the remote lag to quickly record and produce the final video.
We have introduced the various functions and features, but the camera is complete only when it can encompass all of these features. Yes, it is the exterior design and the platform of the camera that determines how well it can realize these performances. That is why we chose H series for the first 5th generation of X.
We have designed the exterior design of H series to pursue ease of operation and durability. H series has its operating system with mode dial, sub-LCD on the top panel, and variangle main LCD. This is the layout for the hybrid use in order that user can use it in any situation, whether still shooting or filmmaking. In addition, we have reviewed the operability and shape of control dials and buttons. So H2S has been refined to provide more reliable operation. Especially the unit of shutter release button is important. The shutter release button must perform the half press and full press reliably. So we have incorporated the unit of shutter release button with a built-in leaf spring in order to have a longer stroke between half press and full press. It's also possible to make 2 separate adjustments, a light stroke for half press and hard stroke for full press. This is the interface for photographers to feel the response of shutter release. We think H in XH series means heavy duty. To achieve higher rigidity, H2S is incorporated with a 1.5 mm thick, the 4-piece magnesium exterior and carefully processed sealing to realize dust and weather resistant and operation capability in low temperature. However, we cannot express true durability enough by these specs alone. We can only guarantee the reliable durability by testing the camera many times in any practical situations, in muddy and dusty places, windy and snowy mountains, tropical virgin forest, and so on. For example, minus 10 degrees Celsius is totally different between the laboratory and windy snowy mountains. is because the heat of the camera is being lost from its surface. This is just part of our field test. Product development is the accumulation of refining its specification in such real and practical situations. No matter what the situation is, the product performs at its best. This is the value of the XH2S.
There are many more things I would like to talk about, but let me conclude H2S part by showing you this video. It is Life in Motion.
With the H2S camera, it's the right time to launch the lens which are suitable for the camera body. The two lenses in development that were announced at the last X Summit are designed to utilize this 5th generation X system. Well, here's the first one. XF 150 to 600 mm f5.628. This is the longest focal length zoom lens in the X mount. With H2S, you will surely have sports or wildlife in your mind. Yes, this lens is our answer to this genre of photography, provided by our 5th generation technology. We have achieved such small system with a focal length over 900 mm in 35 mm format equivalent, which can be extended to 1350 mm or 1800 mm using teleconverter. Generally, with relatively large super telephoto lenses, the shrinkage of the lens housing caused by temperature changes has a big impact on the optical system. The exterior parts painted with matte silver prevents the lens housing from being affected by temperature and thermal changes in the field, thereby contributing to maintaining higher image quality all the time. Also, the lens barrel and internal structure are made of magnesium, aluminum, and plastic. The combined structure contributes to both rigidity and lightweight. The weight is only 1,605 grams, and the lens gives you a shooting experience with mobility than ever before. Let's take a look at the operation. As you can see, the lens has an internal zoom structure, so the lens does not extend while zooming in. This allows us to change the angle and the framing smoothly while shooting. It also prevents the lens from unexpected extending or creeping when walking around with a camera, which makes it very easy to handle the lens. The linear motor is incorporated in the drive actuator of the focus lens, realizing the fastest focusing speed of 0.15 seconds. XF150 to 600 mm achieved the ideal balance of focal lens coverage, size, and high-speed autofocus.
しかし、このレンズの存在意義は何よりもその画質です。X トランス CMOS5 は最も微細化されたピクセルピッチを持ったセンサーの一つですが、それは最も分解能を持ったセンサーであり、XF レンズはそのためのレンズなのです。XF150-600 ならば、実焦点距離 600mm で最も分解能が高いレンズ、つまり光周波成分もクリアにシャープに映るレンズを設計する必要があります。小焦点レンズの画質向上で支配的なものは色収差です。それを多くの枚数のレンズを使って丁寧に撮っていくのが王道です。実際、こちらのレンズでは総数24枚もの光学エレメントを使用しています。しかし、それだけでは XF 画質には届きません。そこで取られたのが、色収差対策に高い効果を持つスーパー ED レンズ、ED レンズを合計7枚も使用することです。非常に高額なレンズですが、高画質化に非常に大きな役割を果たしています。しかし、そうした設計のもとに作られたレンズも、狙ったクオリティを得るには、レベルの高い製造技術が前提になります。特に24枚ものレンズを組み合わせて作られるこのようなレンズの場合、レンズ製造の各工程での性能評価、アライメント調整がなければなりません。国内工場で一本一本職人の手を経て製造されたこのレンズは、必ず皆さんを満足させるクオリティに仕上がっていることでしょう。
I love it. It's a massive zoom length, and to have in such a compact lens, it's lightweight, weather resistant, ultra fast and super sharp. It's brilliant. It's first class, best lens I've worked with. How can you do it better?
Sinceramente es un objetivo muy esperado por nosotros, por los fotógrafos de naturaleza sobre todo, ya que esa focal de casi 250 milímetros, 900 milímetros, eso para nosotros es fantástico porque nos permite capturar muchas imágenes que antes no éramos capaces, ¿no?
Untuk kualitas dari gambar lensa ini sangat tajam. Dari tengah gambar hingga sudut gambar semuanya terlihat tajam. Menurut saya, karena saya juga belum pernah menemui lensa seperti ini dan belum pernah menggunakannya sebelumnya, dengan optik quality dari lensa ini sangat-sangat tajam.
Let me introduce the other lens. XF18 to 120 mm f4. It has a versatile zoom range, is good at close-up photography, and is weather resistant. It is an all-in-one, all-round zoom lens. The lens can be used to handle any scene or subject, and in addition, it is a lens with unique video shooting features. In other words, XF18 to 120 mm f4 was developed to cover any kind of situation, from still photography to video.
静止可動動画再生の大きな違いは、ズームやフォーカスの操作過程が映るかどうかです。そのために動画撮影に適したレンズとは2つの条件が必要となります。それはズーミング中にピント位置が変動しないこと、そしてピント調節中に画角変動がないことです。XF18-120mm-F4 は高度な光学設計技術と高精度な電子制御技術を組み合わせることで、これらの特性を備えることに成功しています。しかし、これは動画撮影レンズの第一条件に過ぎません。滑らかで美しいズームを送り、フォーカスを送り、絞りコントロールができて、初めて動画撮影レンズと言えると考えています。 それが我々富士の放送用レンズ、シネマ用レンズに代表される動画用レンズのクオリティ、条件ですが、このレンズの開発でも同じものを目指しました。シネマの世界でオペレーターたちが職人的なスキルで行っている演出に合わせた滑らかなズーム操作、フォーカス操作を XF18-120mm-F4 では電子的に制御して再現するという機能を搭載しています。さらにこの電子制御システムは動画撮影ワークフローの進化も提案いたします。先ほど沖山が紹介しましたリモートレックファンクションと組み合わせれば完全フルリモートで全ての動画撮影操作を行うことが可能になります。もちろん動画撮影以外の静止画撮影においても有効でしょう。第5世代 X シリーズに必見のレンズ、それがこの XF18-120mm-F4 です。
18-120 skalasıyla bir filmi baştan sona kadar bitirebileceğimizi düşünüyorum. Çünkü bu aralıkta birçok duyguyu görebileceğimiz lensler var. Bu duyguların hepsini karakterleri yakın ölçeklerde, geniş ölçeklerde görebilirken hem de zoom özelliğiyle farklı efektif değerler de kullanabiliyoruz.
ミラーレスの動画撮影の魅力は何といってもその機動力にあると思います。この 18-120mm のレンズはその機動力を加速させます。加えてパワーズームもついていて露出の変化のないズームを動画撮影で積極的に使えるのがいいですね。
It's crazy to have f4 from 18 to 120. This lens is absolutely trustworthy because the focusing fast, zooming smooth, aperture same. So I don't just find any reason not to buy this lens.
We have announced two XF lenses today. This year marks the 10th anniversary of the X mount, and we will not finish today's X Summit yet. I would like to introduce a few new XF lenses currently under development. First one is XF 56mm f1.2. Last year, we've announced XF 18mm f1.4, XF 23mm f1.4 version 2, and XF 33mm f1.4 as the new generation of fast primes. This lens will be an addition to the series. We know that the current XF 56mm f1.2 is extremely popular among X users, and the expectations will be high for the renewal. It will bring the image quality of X mount to the next level, offering crisper sharpness and a beautiful bokeh. Also, a new lens will be added to the compact prime series. We have two popular macro lenses in our lineup, XF 60mm and XF 80mm. Now, a new macro lens with a more compact size at a wider angle of view will be added. This is XF 30mm f2.8 macro. Due to the size, it will not be much of a burden to add one more lens in your bag. If you like a standard angle of view, you can go out with just this lens. The benefit of X-mount system is compactness, leading to the mobile shooting style, even when one more lens is added. Let us introduce one more new compact prime lens. This is XF 8mm f3.5. Many of you know our red badge zoom lens XF 8 to 16mm f2.8 delivers the overwhelming ultra-wide angle view. And XF 8mm f3.5 will be a perfect prime lens as an introduction to the world of ultra-wide angle. They are currently under development, and we will be able to provide more information at the upcoming X Summit. Please look forward to it. Let me inform you about the availability of the products we announced today. H2S will be available in July for $2,499. XF 150 to 600 mm will also be available in July for $1,999. XF 18 to 120 mm and the file transmitter for the H2S will also be available in September. The price will be $899 and $999 respectively. Let me close today's X Summit with one more important announcement for all of you. We are actually developing another powerful device for the 5th generation of X system. It is the counterpart to the stacked layer sensor X-Trans CMOS 5 HS that we introduced today. The X-Trans CMOS 5 HR is a high-resolution 40 megapixel sensor. While it is not a stacked sensor, it is fast and enhances the mobility of APS-C. It is a sensor that goes beyond the format boundaries to deliver ultra-high image quality. Both X-Trans CMOS 5 HS and X-Trans CMOS 5 HR are powerful devices, and there is no other camera platform more suitable to have them both than the XH series. H2S will excel in capturing moving subjects, and the XH2 will be able to capture ultra-high quality images. So please pay special attention to the ultra-fast motion capture capability of XH2S and the astonishing results delivered with the fine details of XH2. Fifth generation of X system will begin with these two XH models. We will inform you of the details of H2 during the next X Summit in September. We look forward to seeing you again.